Hi, my name is Nicole Scott and I'm a clinical social worker. And in the brink of the upcoming federal election, I began to consider how political views or ideologies could have an impact on therapy. The term political ideology is a little abstract for most of us who live our daily lives outside of the political spectrum, and so we don't really consider ideology when making our decision to vote. A political ideology refers to the values, beliefs, and worldviews that inform a party's political agenda and the course of action that they want to pursue. Connecting this with therapy may seem like a little bit of a stretch, but really it isn't. Our values and beliefs are so ingrained and automatic to us that we don't stop to consider how they influence the way we live our lives and every decision that we make. The purpose of this video is not to persuade you to vote in one way or another, but rather to consider how political ideology also could enter into the therapeutic relationship and into treatment. For example, if you feel like you have a strong connection toward a conservative ideology, you may be more likely to see the problem or problems you're experiencing in your life is located within yourself rather than outside of the self. You may also be reluctant to seek help outside of the family and may not think to look for social structures that could be contributing to your issue. This view could also influence treatment in that you would likely identify more closely with individualistic cultural values, like we have here in North America predominantly. As a result, therapies that seek to promote independence and self-reliance, like those of cognitive behavioral therapy, may feel more comfortable for you. And a liberal viewpoint would likely be similar, with the exception that you may have more of a readiness to look outside of yourself towards social structures that may or may not be influence difficulties you're experiencing. On the other side would be a more socialist viewpoint, so somewhat similar to that of the NDP, or communistic values on the further spectrum. Here you may feel more strongly connected with collectivist cultural values, seeing everything and everyone as connected to one another. Consequently, you may be more likely and more willing to look outside of yourself for the cause of your difficulties in living that you may or may not be experiencing. With this viewpoint, a narrative approach to therapy may be more appropriate as it involves storytelling, which often is in keeping with the collectivist cultural value system. So an example could be some indigenous cultures and Asian cultures that hold storytelling valuable. Structural interventions may also be more in keeping with your treatment goals, as it would address issues related to social structure, such as racism, or oppressive practices that may be holding you back from fully engaging in the society that you live in. Now, hopefully, this will help you reflect on your values, beliefs, and worldviews so that you can get to know yourself better and approach decisions like voting or choosing a therapist from a more informed position. Knowing what you want and what you need from others, like a therapist, will help you live a more healthy and satisfying life. So in closing, I hope that you all get out to vote at the polls on October 19th. And I hope that this video, at least in some way, has helped you start to think about what you believe in. If you'd like more information about me or services that I provide, you can do so at www.therapywinnipeg.com. Thank you.